Great Smokies and the Appalachian Trail. Contact so far. It's getting late, so I may not be able to see what happens. Hey everybody, this is Will, KO4DFC, and wanted to just show you what I've been able to do with the SuperAntenna today. I've been having some issues with SWR using the SuperAntenna with the included counterpoises that come with the SuperAntenna. They've got one for I think 40, 20, 10 and then another for 80 meters. So let me show you what I've done and the results I've gotten so far. I've got my Rig Expert hooked up here, and as you can see, we were able to get the entire band. Basically, I'm at 2.06 at 7.301, and the phone portion for general goes from 7.175 up to 7.3. So we're right at 7.3. This would still be usable. If I go down to 7.175, we're at 1.94. So it's basically got the whole phone portion of the 40 meter band. And here's what I've added on. I've actually added 9 6.5 foot radials. What I did is I just twisted them together, crimped them, and then there's heat shrink on each of these. But I've added 9 of those in addition to both the 40 meter ground. This is the 40, 20, 15, 10, and also the 80 meter. So with all of that, I was able to get the whole phone portion on 40 meters. I've had some issues in the field where I haven't been able to get an SWR that's usable, but for what it's worth, I think this is working for 40. I'm going to try it again on 80 and we'll see how that goes. All right, so I added the 80 meter coil here, and I got some decent results. I don't expect this to be a low Q antenna for 80 meters. It's a significant compromise. So we've got a 1.14 SWR at 3.872, but it's pretty narrow. It almost gets me down. No, it doesn't. I get about from 3851 to 3896. So only about a 50 kilohertz span, but still, to have 80 meters in a bag that you can carry with you and you don't have to deal with, finding a really tall tree or something, convenient. But again, that's with everything hooked up. So, but it does get down into very usable SWR range. It just means that you'd have to be very careful with where you set the coil and knowing the exact frequencies that you want to speak on if you're going to move around much. So, but yeah, anyway, pleased with the results. This was unusable essentially with the provided counterpoises. So I think adding the 9 6.5 foot radials plus the SuperAntenna counterpoises, I think that really helped a lot. So pleased with the result for what it is. I'm going to do a comparison here between the SuperAntenna that I have set up for 20 meters and my fan dipole, which is stretched across the backyard here, just to show the difference between what it's like on the dipole versus the SuperAntenna. On 20 meters, I've got the whole band dialed in at about a 2-to-1 SWR across the band with the SuperAntenna. The dipole has a much better SWR just because it's resonant and cut to resonance. But let's just see what the differences are here. This is the SuperAntenna, and if you hear noise in the background, just pardon that. That's my neighbor's air conditioner, I think, so there's nothing I can do about that. But wanted to show the differences here. So this is a Slovenia station coming in on 14.282. North Slovenia, and he's coming in at about a 5.6 or a 5.7 on the super antenna. Let's switch antennas now, and let's see what happens. We've also, I think this is about an S5 noise floor, so let me switch the antennas. So it's still about a 5.6 or a 5.7, but that sounded much clearer, and I think it's because the dipole has, so yeah, the dipole, it isn't that the signal is stronger, it's just that it's a little bit quieter. Like you can see here, if I go over here, let's find a quiet part of the band. We're down to about like an S3 noise floor with the dipole. So anyway, difference between the dipole and the super antenna, at least in terms of receive. And also just to say this, like, both are good. The dipole requires the whole backyard. Super antenna, you could just pop it up in probably 15-20 minutes anywhere, and you don't have to have a big tree or anything. So anyway, there's your comparison. So I've got the super antenna hooked up, and there's a station from Slovenia. So I'm going to see if I can hit this station in Slovenia off the super antenna that's here in the backyard on 20 meters. Kilo Oscar 4 Delta Foxtrot Charlie KO4 DFC.
Kilo Oscar 4 Delta Foxtrot Charlie.
Roger, Roger, you are 5'9" in Atlanta, Georgia. 5'9" in Atlanta, Georgia.
Thank you very much. Sierra 57 Delta X.
Got it.